Yeah, so one thing that one might think is a prayer, or imagine that that's what people are doing, is actually in a way people simply reciting teachings in order to kind of remind themselves about key points, to develop understanding of those key points. Because actually sometimes saying things out loud is more emotionally and even intellectually powerful, transformative, than simply thinking about it silently. So that's where there's a common pan-Buddhist tradition of people reciting texts, reciting discourses and other things. So one might imagine that's prayer, but it's not asking for anything. It's just a way of training, a way of mind training, but verbally. And then other things are simply like aspirations, like trying to create particular powerful, positive emotions, like when people recite the so-called prayers or of loving kindness and compassion and so on. They're actually mental states one's trying to engender. But, just like saying I love you out loud to somebody often is very much more powerful than simply privately thinking it in terms of stimulating that love and reinforcing it. So, Buddhist aspirations like may all beings have happiness and the cause of happiness, may all beings be free from suffering, the cause of suffering, such aspirations as that, or the Bodhisattva vow, of course, itself, it somehow makes it more real. One is nailing one's colours to the mast by actually saying these things out loud. That's so people might call that a prayer, but it's more, according to Tibetan, a munlam, a kind of aspiration, really, a way of aspiration. And it's a very skillful means. Then there are, of course, other things like taking refuge itself, reciting the refuges, and I've already mentioned the Bodhisattva vow. These are all part of making something real by saying it out loud. Of course, the corollary, therefore, is that if you can't say it out loud, you can just think it. Don't say your refuges out loud on a plane. Just think them if it's time for you to make your refuge prayers. And then there are other things like in the Vajrayana, of course, in the Vajrayana practices like the sadhanas of deities and so on, we often recite out loud the very instructions for the meditation we're going to do. That's to, again, reinforce the visualization and so on that has to be performed during that meditation. So once again, it's not praying to an external being for a favor or anything like that. It is simply, again, a skillful kind of contemplative means. Then there's another bunch of what we could call prayer, dedication merit, where, for instance, when one has done a particularly virtuous thing, one may think, and then say, to reinforce that thinking, may this benefit all beings. Or one studies or does a meditation. At the end, one dedicates the merit. May any goodness that I've generated this time, may go to help beings be free from the suffering of birth, old age, and death. So that kind of thing. So those are dedication prayers as well. So dedication prayers, aspiration prayers, refuge prayers, bodhisattva vow prayers. Then there could be also like prayers to the invoking the inspiration of holy beings, such as the Buddha or bodhisattvas or the line of the great masters and so on. There's a kind of supplication prayers, suldep in Tibetan. And again, the sense is that it's a skillful means to kind of generate something in oneself by reciting that and perhaps visualizing them and reciting verses invoking their qualities, so that somehow those qualities that they represent and embody in a way transfer to us and embody in us. So those are supplication prayers. They perhaps look most like theistic prayers to the outsider because, maybe you fold your hands and so on and pray, Jetsa Milarepa, please bless me to turn away from this life, generate bodhicitta, have meditation realization and so on. But it's not praying to an external being, it's invoking that inspiration to bring about a change in in oneself. So that's another category of prayer, supplication prayers. So therefore, we're using the same word for all these, prayer, but they're different types of skillful means, with different, to be used in different contexts, for different purposes. But none of them are in conflict with the basically Buddhist non-theistic sense of the world.